Pete Moore, Weapon and Gun Mart TV. This is a little bit of indulgence. This is my 870 Wingmaster pump action shotgun. A thing of beauty. I've owned the Wingmaster since 1976. I think I've owned about 4 or 5 different guns over the years. Some with short barrels, slug barrels, folding stocks, fancy plastic fenders, you name it, I've owned it. I originally started in Canada just blasting birds and clays. Then when I started practical shooting back in the very early 1980s, the 870 was my gun of choice. And I ran it for quite a few years until we all moved over to semi-autos, just seduced by them. But of all the guns I've kept, or should we say reinvented, the 870 is by far my favourite. It's a classic gun. Remington first offered it in 1950, and I think they've produced over 11 million units, used by the military, the police, sportsmen. You look at their website today, the gun still exists and it's still popular. You can get laminate stocks, thumb hole stocks, box mag conversions, all sorts of fancy stuff for them. But this gun is pretty much back to basics. If you recall, I think a year or so back, we looked at a recoil stock from Knox, Black Hawk, and that time I had this gun tricked up with extended magazine, a pistol grip stock with recoil, and a tactical forend, and a rail, purely for practical shooting. I decided that this pump doesn't get much use on birds these days. I tend to use my Maxus a lot. I'm a bit seduced by the semi-auto thing. But I thought what I'd do, I'd just put it back in its original configuration. So I managed to get hold of some classic type, sort of police type woodwork. The actual stuff in the original Wingmaster Deluxe is very fancy, varnished walnut, checkering. This is just plain and fine. As before, I've had the gun done in a Cerakote finish, which is a burnt bronze, which makes it look quite nice, and it offsets the gun. But the real beauty of the pump is, it's totally manual input. Semi-autos are faster, technically, but they suffer from being very ammunition sensitive, and easy enough to get a stoppage, and clearing stoppages is not so easy on a semi. But the pump, that's all you got to do. Pull the trigger, operate that slide. So you get something jammed, you can get it out quickly. And if you want to go from a very light load to something much heavier, it's very quick and easy. Or you can load up as how you want the gun to shoot. So this one's got a 26-inch barrel on it, multi-choke. Also got a 28-inch barrel for it, which is probably better for bird shooting and that sort of thing. You can, if you want to, extend the magazine. This end cap here comes off and you can put an extension tube on. Again, you've probably seen it on the gun in the video with the Knox stock. Controls are typically simple. Here you have a push-through safety catch, which simply just locks the trigger. And this catch here is what basically it's an unlocking catch. What you do, if the gun's loaded and you don't want to fire it, you just press this catch in, and you can open the action. You can use it for emptying the gun or whatever. Conversely, if you want to shoot it dry, bang, it's there. Let's say I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I'm looking forward to sort of taking it more out when I go shooting in the truck and just use the old girl because I haven't used it for ages. But we'll be shooting it soon. But it's done me proud, and for a design that's built in the 1950s, still going strong and still amazingly popular, then the 870 is quite the classic pump. I don't know how long the pump will last in comparison to semi-auto, because more and more people have never used a pump and they go straight to a semi, which makes a lot of sense because they're certainly smooth to shoot, and this being all steel is damn heavy. And I recall, you know, when I was a youngster it seemed reasonably light, but now I'm getting a bit old. You think if you do a simulated clay drive or clay day where you could do 300-400 rounds, it does start to get a bit heavy in the shoulder and also on the hands. But anyway, there it is. I really quite like it. I've had it forever, or had them forever, and I think it's going to be the gun that stays with me till I finish shooting completely. Okay, loading up the Remy. Do it 2 ways. You can fill the magazine first, 4 rounds in this case, then rack the gun, or as I do, open it up using the opening catch. First round in, shut it, make sure the safety's on, roll it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're ready to go. The beauty of the pump is that it's totally manually operated, so unlike a semi, which could be considered technically faster, it's not reliant upon the energy generated by the shell, purely by your forearm. So, let's go. That brings back some good memories. So, if you like that and want to see more, check out the website, support it, tell your friends. If you want to speak to me about anything, it's pmore.shootingsports@gmail.com. And once as always, stay safe, keep shooting, and thanks for watching. See you later.